Here we have a hypothetical individual retirement account where some of the money in the account earns 6% and some earns 14% annual interest. Now the information we have is that there's $4,000 more at 6% than there is at 14%, and that the total interest is $900. The question is, how much do we earn at each of the two rates? How much do we earn at 6%? How much do we earn at 14%? So you might want to try that before I solve it. Now, assuming you've given it a try, and hopefully successfully, let's see what we can figure out here. Okay, first of all, the interest is $900. That's the total. That's what we're given. Now, can we be more specific about this? Can we say any more about the total interest? Well, yeah, we can say that the total interest is the interest on the money invested 6% plus the interest at 14%. We'll drop the dollar sign here. We'll just use numbers and understand that the pure numbers are going to represent number of dollars. So the interest at 6% plus the interest at 14% adds up to $900. Now, is there any other way we can use the information? Well, the only other information we have is that there's $4,000 more invested at 6% than at 14%. How are we going to represent that? Well, at this stage it might not be a bad idea to say, okay, let's see here. Let's let X equal the amount invested at, let's say, 14%. That's the principal. And maybe I ought to just cross out that word amount. That's the principal at 14%. Because if we say the amount at 14%, we could be thinking, well, maybe that's the amount of interest. But let's be very specific and say that's the principal at 14%. Okay, now what can we do now that we know that? Well, we see that there's $4,000 more invested at 6% than at 14%, so that X plus 4,000 is the principal at 6%. And now let's see, we see that the interest at 6% plus the interest at 14% is $900. How could we express that? Well, what is the interest at 6%? In terms of what we've got written here, how would you express the interest on the money that's invested at 6%? You should pause and think about that. What you get is you're investing principal X plus 4,000 at 6%. So your interest at 6% really means the interest on the principal that's invested at 6%. So we'll say that's 0.05 times the principal at 6%, or 0.06 times X plus, well, I was going to write X plus 4,000. We'll rescue that one by writing 4,000 plus X. Hopefully that won't be confusing. Okay. And then what's the interest at 14%? Well, it's going to be 14% of the principal. So that's going to be 0.14 times X. I won't write out the intermediate part of that step. I will point out it's a very good idea to write all your problems out in a lot of detail. That helps you keep track of what you've been thinking. If you go on and think something else, you might not remember what you were thinking a minute ago. It allows you to map out the structure of the problem, and it identifies everything very clearly so that you're sure that or more sure than you would be at least, that your solution is going to make sense. Now, the interest at 6% plus the interest at 14% gives you the $900. We have expressions for the interest at 6% and the interest at 14%. So now we can say that our equation is 0.06 times 4,000 plus x plus 0.14x equals 900. And now this becomes an easy equation to solve. Last time I had a situation like this, I multiplied both sides by 100, and we could do that again here to clear out the decimals, but I'm going to do this one for you, and I'm not going to clear out the decimals. I'm going to just go ahead and multiply. 0.06 times 400, again, check my arithmetic, I believe is 240, and of course the 0.06 distributes through here, so you get 240 plus 0.06x plus 0.14x equals 900. Now 0.06 and 0.14 is 0.2. So we have 240 plus 0.2x equals 900. Now if we solve this, we're going to get down to 0.2x equals, I guess that's going to be 660. Because if you subtract 240 from 900, you get 660. And that's going to be 0.2x. And then we divide both sides, or see, I said it, we multiply both sides by 1 over 0.2 and do the arithmetic, and we get x equals 3,300, telling us that we've invested $3,300. Now what was x? It was a principal that was invested at 14%. And x plus 4 plus 4,000 equals 7,300, and we see that this is our investment at 14%, and this is our investment at 6%.